Ladies and gentlemen, hear me and hear me good. If you like sports, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like comedy, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like a different opinion coming from a different angle, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. So join me Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your host, Jelani J.B. Bodie. And of course, my man Lopan on the Two Live Stews Radio Network. Ain't that right, Lopan?
Catalytic, I'm an outcast. Something catalytic, I'm an outcast. Can't even walk to the store if you look suspicious, it's the law. In their eyes, you always wrong, gotta say put your hands on the car. All my crack is in my jaws and it's wrapped in aluminum foil. I won't feel they harassing me, it makes my blood boil. Rates sped up, but I'm cool with my demeanor. Vision clearer than a Zima, that ain't me, but if I had one, I'd pop you with that Nina. Had your family at the precinct begging them to service a Stina. I get away, cause I leave the scene a bit cleaner. Out the box, thinker, even bigger dreamer. Picture me in that S5 wagon dance. 215s, no screens, and for blue paint. Sitting on some 18s, doing it the OG way. Southern catalytic, I'm an outcast. I feel ballistic, say my own pictures. Make sure you motherfuckers see my vision. Southern catalytic, I'm an outcast. I'm an outcast.
Walk it like I talk it, and I play it how I say it. If I say it as a chicken, nigga, you ain't gotta weigh it. I'm a big dog, boss hog, better known as Molly Mouse. I'm a killer on the trigger, and I'm trying to spark the law. Smoking on that cushion, dressed in fruity coochie. Somebody Ruby Tuesday, pull the Ruby goes. See the boobies, junkies by the corner stove. Cooking up a onion, got it popping like the Texas cold. Tell these niggas I'm a great Dane. Put bulls in the yard on a big chain. Carry 2 guns cause it's necessary. Flip the Filipinos, my bitches look like Halle Berry. And my swag so magnificent, extraordinary, that's why I be on some other shit. Major to the mother niggas, but you ain't a boss to me. Southern catalytic, I'm a motherfucking OG. I'm an outcast. I'm an outcast.
Southern catalytic, I'm an outcast. I'm an outcast. Southern catalytic, I'm an outcast.
All right, welcome back to the show. The number to the show is 404-822-5467. We are throwing it back to 1986.
Yes, y'allin' to the like beating. You can either dance or just have a seat and listen to the weigh-in. What I am slaying.
I mean, this makes me so emotional, man. When you can hear some real beats instead of these bullshit beats they got in 2017.
So my record make the music. We'll put you in a trance and hypnotize your body and like it in a cardigan.
You know what these beats sound like? And welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. These beats in 2017 sounds like the producer is doing that lean. Like the producers in some type of psychedelic state, you know, when they're producing and making these beats and these tracks in 2017. They real kind of mundane and they're very, very simple. They're not real intricate, man. They don't make you move. Kids don't dance anymore, I don't believe. But they don't make you move like a beat like this.
The ladies scream and shout, I'm bound to wreck your body as they turn the party out. The Marty rappers don't tap on.
Even the comical rappers back in 1986 like Biz Markie is better than Lil Yachty.
So unique. They say I look and sound funny, but I don't be caring. I'm about to rap Puerto Rico.
Hey, man, let's go across the NFL, man. The Houston Texans' J.J. Watt practiced for the first time since Saturday and took part and individual and team drills, man, lot to look forward to if you're a Houston Texans fan. They got Deshaun Watson, man. They said he's vying for that starting job there over the Savage kid for Houston. So you already got the defense. The defense was dominant last year. If they had anything on the offensive side of the ball as far as the quarterback, then they may have been able to beat the New England Patriots last year. So J.J. Watt back practicing, says he looks good in practice. Had one of those plays where he pushed an offensive lineman back into the quarterback. Just an absolute beast in Cleveland. Speaking of defensive linemen, man, Hall of Fame defensive end Bruce Smith was in practice and really talked a little bit, kind of had a little mea culpa backpedal on some comments that he had made about Myles Garrett before the draft. And everybody's saying that Myles Garrett looks like the real deal in Cleveland. Maybe he can be the catalyst to turn around that crap, that darn shit fire of a damn organization. But Bruce Smith was out there, man, taking on practice and watching these guys, man, had nothing but great things to say about Myles Garrett once again. And as I said, everybody says this guy is looking impressive as hell and might be the real deal for the Cleveland Browns. In Philadelphia, man, Alshon Jeffries will sit out of practice for a second straight day. LeGarrette Blount is still away for personal reasons. That's kind of like a strange story. LeGarrette Blount, now a part of the Philadelphia Eagles, hadn't been to practice yet, and they're not giving a reason why. Unspecified reasons is all that you can find out there. Torrey Smith has returned from a back injury. Paul Turner, a shoulder injury, will not practice today. Panthers coach Ron Rivera going to Carolina. Coach Ron Rivera said quarterback Cam Newton missed a second straight day of throwing because of the right shoulder that he had operated on still remains sore, but there's no real concern in Carolina about Cam. Did you see the pictures of Cam Newton going to practice on like a glorified, grown-up damn tricycle? Inverted tricycle. Like the thing had like two wheels in the front and one in the back, I believe. Cam Newton, man, he's a strange fella. Los Angeles, man, the Ram coach Sean McVay smiled when asked if he's hopeful about seeing Aaron Donald in practice anytime soon. He says, quote, "I'm hopeful to see Aaron Donald at any time," he said. Still no word on when he will show up. He's in a contract dispute right now with the Los Angeles Rams. Going to that new city, man, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, you got to have your best player out there. And so this is a great position to leverage for the Donald kid, man, because he's an absolute – he might be, outside of J.J. Watt, maybe Ndamukong Suh, he might be the best defensive tackle in the NFL. So the Rams definitely back in L.A., they need to get him back in on the field. And also New Orleans Saints training camp. First-round draft pick Marshawn Lattimore remains absent from Saints practice Wednesday with an unspecified injury. Top cornerback Delvin Breaux was present at start of practice but is not participating with unspecified issues. Tight end Kobe Fleener is also among the players absent as well. Lattimore walked off with the trainer during Monday's practice. Then the team had a day off on Tuesday, so we'll keep our eye on him. And lastly, I don't know if y'all saw this story, man, but Denver Broncos linebacker Von Miller says that he believes somebody in the NFL can get 30 sacks. What? That's right. He says, quote, "I think it's a doable thing," he said after Wednesday's practice. That is the tallest order of any player ever of Miller's ability, especially because no player has reached more than 22.5 sacks in a season since the first became a stat in 1982. So, you know, Michael Strahan got 22.5 sacks in 2001. A lot of people would tell you that Brett Favre, gave him the last sack. Miller's best season thus far is 18.5 sacks, which happened in 2012, his second year in the league. I mean, that's a lofty goal, man, because the problem is when you're known as that type of a player, whether you're talking about Khalil Mack in Football Today, Khalil Mack, or J.J. Watt even to a lesser degree because he plays defensive tackle, or Von Miller like that, they scheme for you. Like, they're not going to run your side. They're not going to roll out. The quarterback's not going to roll out to your side. So they make it very difficult if you're already one of those premier defensive end, rush in type players. Teams scheme away from you. So getting 30 sacks damn. Like, you'd have to have a lot of things go right because you know how many sacks are missed, like, at the very last second? I mean, just a ton. I don't know. If I were to have to put money on it, will anybody get 30 sacks? I would say no. Like, think about it. The NFL has been around damn near, how long have we talked about it? I talked about it just a second ago. The first time that they initially started recording sacks was in 1982. So let me do some quick math. I'm not good with my math. So since 1982, 92, 2002, 2012. So you're talking about 35 years. In the last 35 years, and let me make sure and do that again, 92, 92, 2002, 12. So, right, you're talking about 35 years. In the last 35 years, the most sacks that have been gotten in one season was, once again, 22 and a half by Michael Strahan. Think about all of the fantastic, dominant pass rushes that we've had in the NFL in the last 35 years. I mean, what? Just off the top of your head. I mean, Bruce Smith, as we talked about earlier, and, you know, going out to the Cleveland Browns training camp. Bruce Smith, Derek Thomas. I mean, it's just so many guys that got after the quarterback so well, and for it to only have been 22 and a half being the most in the NFL, I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen, man. And for the simple reason is once you have that cachet, teams, they scheme for you. They're not going to allow during Khalil Mack or somebody like that, man, even Von Miller, to get free shots and go and give them an opportunity to get a sack. And so that's the tough thing about it, but that's very interesting. I guess set your goals high and shoot for the stars, and maybe you'll hit the moon, I think is the way the saying goes, man. So we'll see. Chuckdown Frank in the chat on Spreaker.com says, damn that, Doug. Damn the Super Bowl. Super Bowl champs restate who the NBA champs were. I was in the car, son, but you said it eloquently earlier. Whatever. Meet Chucktown Frank, the only black Boston Celtics fan in the world. Not being from Roxbury or a member of New Edition. From Raider Kev, the 85 Bears were so dominant, we thought they would going to the run off 3 or 4 Super Bowls in a row, which is crazy. Right. We thought that after that year, man, that they would just dominate and win Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl. That tells you about the parity in the NFL, though, man. It's not that easy. Another team I thought was going to do that was the Green Bay Packers a couple of years ago. When Aaron Rodgers and the Packers won his first Super Bowl, I thought for sure the Packers were going to reel off 2, 3, 4 Super Bowls in a row, but such was not the case, man. Parity in the NFL, one thing that the NBA does not have. So, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. When I talk about how these guys form these super teams, man, it's not a good look because it's like a team, a league type thing where you have parity, man. That's what makes the end product better. And, dynasties, even what the Patriots have done, is just incredible when you think about it. You know, they haven't won every single year, but for the last 15 years, they've got, 5 of them. Now, I do know, and you know just as well, that they have been cheating their asses off. Okay, so we know that, but still, to do what they have done, man, has just been an incredible feat. So we'll see what happens this year, man. In the NFL, if the Patriots can do it back. There's a lot of talk now about the Patriots going undefeated this year. Remember, they did that before and lost in the Super Bowl. That was the year that they had Randy Moss, and they were just so dominant. But now the talk is, after what they did last year, Brady back, doesn't have to miss 4 games like he did last season. Will the Patriots go undefeated? They ain't going no damn undefeated. Patriots ain't going no damn undefeated. Whatever. Cheating asses. Speaking of the Patriots, one of their players has a birthday.